It's time once again for a couple of cold ones with Corey and Carlisle.
Hello. How you doing, man?
Lenny, it's a couple of cold ones with Lenny and Squiggy. Hello.
Hello, Laverne. Hello, child. A bunch of kids out there like, who's Laverne and Shirley?
Oh, God. God, you're making me feel old.
Yeah, that's because you are.
That's because I'm 25 years old already. Man.
Yeah, it's just hard being 22 again. So, how you doing, man?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thanks for bringing the Dos Equis this week.
Oh, well, I didn't know we were going to call it out by name. In fact, see, that was the funny thing is I went to 3 different places to get this.
You couldn't find Dos Equis anywhere?
I couldn't find beer. You live in a dry neighborhood, dude. What the hell? You live right around the corner from like the coolest beer store in Austin, this place called Whippin'.
Yeah.
But
they close at 10, though.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. I roll up at 10:30. I'm like, oh, it's 10:30. I got an hour and a half before it man, it's close. So I go up to the Exxon.
Oh, they don't have beer there.
Yeah, yeah, they don't have beer there. Why? Because it's right across the street from a high school. And that's what I was like, oh, duh. Corey lives right across the street from a high school. So then I had to go across the highway. And that's where I was like, oh, thank God you got beer. He's like, of course we got beer. I'm like, yeah.
Did you go to Texaco?
Yeah. No, the Shell station.
Oh, the Shell station.
Yeah, and he was like, what do you mean? Of course we have beer. And you're like, well, yeah, except that across the street, they don't have beer. Oh, yeah, because they're across the street from a high school. Maybe that's why everybody comes over and buys beer here. And it was just kind of like, well, you'd think you'd know that. But
you know what is going on. There's a bunch of people out there right now who are saying, Corey lives across the street from a high school and Carlisle doesn't make a joke about it.
I think I made all the joking I need to make. I think the point that you live across the street from a high school says enough.
I know that was a prerequisite before I bought this place.
It's like, oh yeah,
I'll take it.
I don't know. This place is kind of a shitty dump. How could I possibly live in a? Hello,
I know
that's underage carpet over there.
I'm like Jimmy Stewart in Rear Window every day. Except both my legs, all 3 of my legs work. So anyway,
and then there's someone at home sitting. Damn it! I thought he told him not to do the pedophile jokes anymore.
Oh,
God
that dude,
damn it!
Yeah, you know he's a man. I told him to quit it. So let's see, man. What do we do every week? We start with the top 5.
Yeah, we start with the top 5 by talking to the microphones, not looking at our computer.
Man, believe me, they heard me. If I do this, as long as I'm within the vicinity.
If I so much as do a 9-degree head tilt,
exactly.
You're like, Carlisle, talking to the mic. But you're like reaching around, you're like filleting the guy next to you, and you're like, no, they don't hear me. They don't hear me just fine.
I tell you why. It's because this mic is what we call in the industry omnidirectional. So your mic is more unidirectional.
I got the bisexual mic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, mine goes all ways. So let's see. We're starting out with
the top 5. we really need to get like just a couple of studio singers to do us countdowns.
I know we need to bring in like about 3 black women in the background. Top 5. There is a guy out there. 4. What'd you think about opening music? And closing music. There's a guy out there who said Ed Music is his name, by the way.
Ed Music.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it Muzik?
Exactly, that
Ed
dude.
Music.
Yeah, that's right.
Music. He is French, you see, because life is shit, and he is Ed Music.
Yeah, it's like he had to get all fancy with it. And shit. Z's in there and shit.
You know what? I kind of like the low budget quality of our. We don't even buy the expensive beer, for Christ's sake.
I know. Yeah,
although we do drink it from a bottle.
Yeah, no glass. I mean, it could be worse. We could be drinking a Pabst Blue Ribbon or some shit.
Hey, now, I went up to Minnesota, as you know, we talked about earlier last month. And,
yeah.
And I get up there and I get to their bar and I'm with my buddy. My buddy comes down here all the time and he's like, I'm going to order a Lone Star because I'm in Texas. It's like, you son of a bitch. That's not what we drink. So he's like, but every time he comes down, he drinks Lone Star. So I go up there and we go to he takes me to his really cool bar. Like I take him to places around here and we go to this really cool place, Suicide Susie's or it's something Susie's.
We got a place here called Suicide Susie's.
It's something Susie's, whatever it is.
That's in Milwaukee, not here.
In Minneapolis.
I mean, Minneapolis. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was about to say.
Really cool place. I'm sure there's Minneapolis people out there going, it's called blah, blah, blah Susie's. I forget, but it was a really cool place. And I sit down and they go, yeah, what can I get you, sweetie? And I'm like, I'd like a Pabst Blue Ribbon. And he just looks at me. He's like, you come to my bar and order a Pabst? He's like, you come to Texas and order a Lone Star?
Yeah, exactly. You son of a bitch. Lone Star is like, it's not even beer. That's taken from the piss of cows and bulls. I mean,
now I wouldn't say. There's probably a Lone Star brewer out there going, that son of a bitch, we brewed a fine product.
Yeah.
And it's no Shiner Bock.
From a bull's dick is what. But anyway, okay. So let's go. Let's go.
Number
to top
5.
And number 5. When I checked on Friday, it was number 4, but it sunk down to number 5, and it's The Ruins.
The Ruins.
Yeah.
Oh man,
number 5. But you like that movie a whole lot.
I did. I was waiting for your review to go up with the co-host. Did it go up this weekend?
Yeah, it did. It went up last night. It was,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you always do that stuff on like Saturday night and like Sunday morning. I'm like, forget this.
Yeah, no,
it's on Sunday.
It went up, man, and it's funny because I probably had as much fun with the movie as you did, but yet I rated it lower.
That doesn't surprise me.
Because if the movie doesn't have a lot of logic to it, I just can't get into it.
The movie had plenty of logic.
Okay, now let me ask you something.
Okay.
How did this make sense to you?
Okay.
It's a trail, first of all, that a bunch of college kids go to every week. It's supposed to be this hidden temple out in the middle of the deep, dark rainforest or the jungle. But these kids find this structure in less than an hour.
No, it took them the better part of the first half of the day.
If you find it in a day, come on. You know what I mean?
Well, that's because they already knew where it was. They had a map. They were there. It was the guy's brother was doing an excavation there.
And see, that's what we were talking about on the review. How is this map so readily available? Do you go to Google Maps and get this thing?
No, he had
so
the map.
Easy.
He just drew a version of the map for the other people. There were only 2 maps. It's not like there weren't. It wasn't one of those big things like at the end of From Dusk Till Dawn where they like pull back behind the pyramid and there's like 80,000 cars piled up. It was clearly that things didn't go there very often.
See, it looked like things went there all the time.
No, the only people that were there were him and the previous excavation.
Oh, all right. I'm still not buying it, but I see how you could accept that.
Logic-wise, it wasn't. But
here's one more thing. Just answer me this. Just answer me this one thing. When they get there, these Mexicans just pop out. They jump out the trees. They come from behind the bushes. And if they really didn't want them on that structure, how come they just didn't stop them before they got there?
They tried. The little girl and the little boy standing out there saw them, ran off to tell everyone that someone had showed up because people don't show up here every day. They come out with the whole posse and they're like trying to call them and say, get away, get away, get away in the language, but you don't understand what they're saying. And then poof, they're on the foliage and it's like, oh crap, it's all over. We can't let them leave, guys. And that's where the movie takes off. It made tons of sense. I dug the hell out of it, but it's one of those movies that you got to read into. It's a lot smarter than it lets on at first. It looks like I said in my review. At first, I looked at this and I'm like, "There's no way, there's no way this could be good." And then it's like, "Holy crap, this is really fun!" And we had a lot of fun watching that movie.
Oh no, I did, but I had fun in the sense of. Oh, this is one of these cheap ass movies I'd watch late at night and have a great time with it. But it was directed very well.
But you know what? I still give it full price because you know what? I'd recommend that people go out and pay full price, see it in a midnight movie, have a good time. So I'm disappointed that it underperformed. It sucks when even you guys, the people who liked it the least were still kind of like, yeah, it was a lot of fun though. It wasn't a great movie, but it was fun. And here that movie is number 5 when it probably should have been.
It was
much
fun
higher.
watching somebody get their legs broken for about a minute. I can't recommend
awesome.
Somebody goes, no, it was. Dude's in the movie, plans to just eat his legs off and there's nothing but bone left. And you got to
let's not spoil too much.
Because you got to see it. It's a visual. I'm telling people to go see it for this.
Oh,
they got to break his legs and chop him off. And if you like gore,
but this goes back to what I was talking about. I mean, everything, all your problems here, you're like, oh, that was fun, but the logic has me, and that's come on, dude,
if a movie doesn't convey it right there on the spot, then I don't think the direction was good in that aspect of pushing the narrative along to where you could actually fill in the blanks. Or the story wasn't written that well, the script wasn't written that well, and I hate that ending in the movie. I won't spoil it for anybody, but it didn't even have an ending.
Yes, it did.
Not really.
Yeah, it did.
No, that movie just ended flat.
I love the ending, and I love the fact that the ending isn't one of those dun 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 endings that we've been getting in every horror film. It's like, you see, we can make a sequel. This movie ends. It has a definitive ending.
No, it doesn't have a definitive ending.
Does.
But I can't tell why. I can't tell you why.
Well,
else I'll ruin the movie.
Once we cut this off, but that's number 5. Disappointing to see it down there. You got to even say disappointing because I know there's some crap above it that none of us enjoyed.
No, you know what? There's one movie that I thought probably wouldn't have done as well, but considering what it is, I can see why. But we'll get to that in a little bit.
Number 4.
See, we don't need singers. We got you.
Yeah, I suck.
Yeah, we don't need black women back here. We just put some blackface on you and have you sing these songs.
Yeah, because that'll go over well with the censors.
Well, they can't see you.
Mommy!
It's only for me. It's for my visual pleasure.
Carlisle Jolson. Yeah. Going to heaven on a mule.
Number 4, mammy. So number 4 is Dr. Seuss's, and you gotta put that Dr. Seuss in there. Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Who.
Horton Hears a what the
fuck? He finally fell after being 3 weeks at number 1, 2 weeks at number 1.
What do you expect? It's an animated film in this time of year. Every time you put a CG film in this time of year, it does really well because there's nothing else out there for the kids.
Yeah, no, I think the movie's already. Come on, show me this goddamn list. I'm trying to get the numbers here. The movie has already. I'm sure.
Are you telling me you want the computer to show you the money?
$131 million, man.
Show you the money.
God damn.
All right there, Cuba.
That's a rich ass elephant, boy. Horton hears cha-ching, and I'm not surprised.
You know what? That was actually, I swear to God, that was the tagline for the first weekend on CNN. They're like,
was it?
Horton hears cha-ching.
Did they say that?
Yes. I was like, oh, God.
They got that from me.
I'm sure they did.
I didn't tell you I wrote for CNN, did I? I moonlight there. Yeah, I wrote that.
You moon something.
Moon you keep fucking with me. Okay, so we talked about Horton Hears a Who every week. It's played out. Yeah, exactly.
Number 3.
Number 3 is, now this is the one that surprised me. Nims Island.
Nims Island. That really surprised you that it cracked in there?
Because I never know. I could just be out the loop. I don't recall seeing it advertised that much.
Do you watch Nickelodeon?
Oh, you know what? I don't watch Nickelodeon that much.
Would explain it, because I guarantee you Nickelodeon and like Boomerang and things like that are tailored towards kids, that's where the advertising
I'm more of a Cartoon Network man myself.
I know.
And watching it during the day, I never saw that much stuff for Nims Island.
Also, it's a Fox movie, so I guarantee it was probably all over Fox's afternoon cartoon show.
That's true. Fox Walden. It just kind of came out of nowhere for me, and it just didn't seem like the kind of kids movie that people would rush out and see. If the Spiderwick Chronicles didn't open up that strong.
Which is unfortunate, because that was a good movie.
I don't know why the fuck people want to go see Nims Island.
Because it's got everyone's favorite lesbian in it.
Abigail Breslin?
Well, okay, everybody's second favorite lesbian.
Well, we don't know if she's a lesbian or not. She hasn't come out and said.
Who? Abigail Breslin, or are you talking about...
No, I got pictures of Abigail Breslin kissing somebody. No, Jodie Foster.
Dude, she's been living with the same woman since 1993.
But she has never come out and said lesbian.
Dude, she did. She did like 2 or 3 months ago.
Did she?
Yeah. She came out and talked gave a speech at a luncheon where she talked about what it was like to live with her partner of 14 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, because I called Tyler Perry gay one day, and he showed up at my door. So why'd you say it?
Yeah, but that was a special case. It's kind of like, Corey, I saw your animation. Wanted to see if you were as well endowed in person.
I heard you've been talking about me.
I heard you was hung. Right.
And I don't know if Tyler Perry is gay or not. I ain't saying nothing. I'm making a joke right now. I'm only saying it because somebody
dresses up as his grandmother. Who the fuck do you think he is?
Yeah, I ain't saying. You have a point. I've thought about all this, but I'm not saying anything. I read in the article today for everybody, because there was a discussion on here saying, is Tyler Perry gay? What do you think? And I know what I think, but I read an article today that he has a girlfriend in New York that he doesn't have a whole lot of time to keep up with.
It's a beard.
I said I thought about everything, but
right.
I ain't saying nothing.
See, and I'm fine with him coming after me, because I can say it, because if he comes after me and why do you have to say something like that? It's like, dude, I don't have a problem with you because you're gay. I have a problem with you because you're black.
Oh, okay.
And then it's like, oh, okay, he's just a redneck hick from Texas.
Oh, I've dealt with this before. Never mind. Go on, little white man. Well, computer's getting antsy. I've got to bring in the coal pack. We both have our cold ones. The computer doesn't have its one. God, damn, that's such bad grammar. Carlisle's going to get the cooler for the computer right now. So while he's gone, I guess I'll share a little song with you. All right, here we. Let me see where. Reasons, the reasons that we. Oh, there you go. Damn, man, I was about to get into it.
Loving you is easy because you're beautiful.
Shooby-doo-wop.
Do-do-do-do.
Don't do it. Don't you do it.
I will not do it.
That was me singing back there. All right. So, thank you for getting that, by the way. Let's see now. We have let's move on to number 2, because this is the one that I know you want to really talk about.
Number 2.
Leatherheads. George Clooney.
Leatherheads.
George Clooney directing a screwball comedy that sucks. I don't know why this didn't do so well. No, it doesn't suck.
It does not suck.
I'm only doing that to make you mad. Look at the moment I said.
No, it didn't make me mad. I was like, what? I thought you liked it.
But you gave me a look. The moment I said it sucks, it was like a cheetah looking at some wild game on the plane. You just stopped and stared at me. I was like,
kind of like, yeah, you go down, motherfucker.
Exactly. I like the movie, and I did think to myself that I don't think it would be number 1.
No, I had a strong suspicion that it would get its butt kicked by something. I'm just surprised what it got butt kicked by, but we'll talk about that in a second. You saw it coming. Everyone who saw this movie, like everybody in the news is like, oh, it's a, disappointment. It's a big disappointment that Clooney's film didn't perform number 1. It's like, what? Did you see it? It was a 1930s screwball comedy starring Clooney, Renee Zellweger, and John Krasinski. It wasn't number 1 material, and it shouldn't have been. This is a niche film, and it should be seen by everybody who will enjoy this kind of stuff. But everybody that doesn't, which is a vast majority of the people, aren't going to get it or aren't going to enjoy it.
Well, if this had been scaled back in the budget just a little bit and probably didn't have as many high-profile people in it, it probably would have been received a little better. Because I guarantee you, a movie like this, if you had released it under a more independent label, pretense, or title, it probably would have been praised just a tad bit more.
I don't know. Because there was a film exactly like this 10 years ago called The Imposters, which I'm a big fan of. Stanley Tucci and why am I blanking on? And Oliver Platt. Which is the exact same type of film, except it was a 1930s buddy comedy about 2 guys stuck in a boat, and it had Nazi humor, and it was very much a 1930s comedy. I loved it. It was released as an indie film.
You like that movie?
I do.
I thought that movie was kind of lame.
Dude, but you also weren't into Leatherhead. I dig that kind of comedy.
No, I was into Leatherheads.
The Imposters at home.
My problem here with Leatherheads, and this is why, first of all, it's hard to sell this kind of movie, period. Absolutely. Yeah. Now, on top of that, the movie just wasn't even in tone. It started out, hear me out. It started out kind of, it was a comedy, and it was dialogue, in its dialogue sense, a screwball comedy. But when they started getting to the physical screwball, it kind of went against everything they had set up before.
Not at all. Not if you are, well versed in that particular language of film. The thing is it's an old style. They did things a certain way because that's the only way they knew how. Well, things have evolved since then, and this is a throwback movie. And there's nothing wrong with disliking this movie. You either dig what they're going for or you don't. But it's perfectly even for what it's trying to do. What he's trying to make, he hits perfectly. But that doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody. Because, some of that screwball stuff, totally out of those movies from that time period. But it doesn't work for everybody today because we have a sense of tone today, and there are certain jokes that don't intermingle.
No, those movies were done back in the day because they are a product of its time. They were done because of certain shortcomings of film, because they hadn't learned about certain styles of filmmaking yet. This movie, and everybody's calling this a flat-out screwball comedy, and it doesn't follow that completely. It feels like, for the most part, it's not that screwball in the beginning. It's actually, it looks like a period piece, a comedic period piece that was actually shot in the 70s instead of something that was actually shot back in the 20s and 30s.
Well, no, it doesn't. Stylistically, how it looks doesn't go back, but it definitely works in the sense of writing and the delivery.
I mean, even if movies were like that back then, it's still an uneven tone for today, I think. But the movie was a hard sell to begin with.
No, absolutely. I cannot agree with you more than that.
Shit, the fact that it was number 2 that's why I don't think it's that much of a disappointment. I was like, you sold this shit? Okay.
Dude, you beat out the horror film, and it was a good horror film. So it's
well, that's debatable, but
dude, you had fun. Did you not have fun?
Man, I'm just gonna.
You gave it a matinee, right?
I had fun because I was laughing at the killer plants. I'm laughing at that shit. I can't tell people seriously, man, this is a kick-ass horror movie you got to go see. I can't do that with a straight face. I can say, this is going to be this movie that's coming on. Oh, I'm looking at TV Guide. The Ruins is on. 11 o'clock. We're sitting here drunk. Let's watch it. And we're going to have a great time.
Dude, I totally disagree. I thought that was a fun movie.
But you and I disagree on a lot of shit.
You think?
If I sit up here and say red, you're going to say blue.
That is not true.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that right there. God damn you.
You totally walked into that shit too.
Yeah, no, I was getting mad for it. See, look, you're doing it right now, goddammit. So leather, but look, I don't think you and I disagree. It was an entertaining movie.
Yeah.
George Clooney, the fact that, because if you hadn't had George Clooney in there, it would have been lower. I'll tell you that much. So,
well, dude, no, that is so not true. If it didn't have George Clooney in it, would have never gotten made. In fact, that was one. I've read several articles about that where it's kind of like, yeah, you know, when people first looked at the idea, they were like, yeah, I don't think we can make this. You got to be kidding me. This is box office poison. Wait, George Clooney is going to direct and star? Okay, yeah, we'll give it a shot.
Shit, the reason why people are saying that because they're like, shit, we'll get a piece of ass just by hanging around George Clooney.
That's right.
Bring George Clooney in the room. It's a party going on.
Clooney's the man.
Hell yeah, I want to be George Clooney when I grow up. Shit, I want to be the Black Clooney. I want to be Balloony. So,
Balloony.
Exactly.
Hey kids, I got your balloons right here. It's your old pal Balloony. Oh, it's old Balloony again.
I know.
After those kids at the high school.
Only you would like reduce me to being a clown. I'm sitting up here trying to be George Clooney. You come related to being a fucking
Dude, you're
clown.
the one that called yourself Balloony.
Balloony. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Balloony. So let's see. Let's go to. I had some else. Oh, I was going to say
the surprise.
Oh, the movie. I heard that movie had been like 17 years in development.
Which one?
Leatherheads.
That would surprise me.
17. God damn. When they tell you can't get anything done in Hollywood unless you're famous, that's proof right there. Can you imagine that poor bastard that wrote Leatherheads and waited like almost 20 years to get this shit made? And now George Clooney steps up and it's just like overnight like that. And that dude must be like, fuck.
Dude, he's the Cloonster.
Damn.
He's far from Balloony.
I know. Can I at least get Balloony up in here? So, okay, let's go to number one.
The big surprise. How the fuck did this happen?
What, 21?
Yeah. Dude, this movie held on. Did anybody expect this movie to do this well?
No, it's almost hit 50 million. I did not expect that. And I expected it to do well, but I didn't expect it to like be on number one.
Dude, that's the power of Kate Bosworth for you.
Is it Kate Bosworth?
It's Kate Bosworth.
Are you sure it's not what's his name? Jim Sturgess? Because Jim Sturgess is the big
because he's packing in the crowd.
He's the biggest star on that scene right now.
Yeah, says the guy who interviewed him.
No, I'm sitting here saying that jokingly, but I will tell you this:
don't bust on my buddy Jim like that. You know we're tight.
What's that?
You know we're tight.
Oh, you and Jim?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't. He didn't mention
Jimmy
your name
boy.
when I talked to him.
Of course not. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to talk. He has,
I know
then,
you might.
Then
you
he
might
has to
like
admit
that.
the stories that I've told about you. He's like, yeah, I've heard of you. Yeah, no, I heard Balloony.
Yeah, Balloony, mate. Look.
I would know Jim Sturgess.
I would tell you
Kate Bosworth, not Jim.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think it's a combination of Kate Bosworth and what's that guy? Even after so long, he can still pull him in. Kevin Spacey.
That's right.
Yeah, Kevin.
Welcome back to film school.
I know. Kevin Spacey can still pull people in because when they introduced the movie, they say the Kevin Spacey film 21 is second week in a row at number one, and so I'm like, wow, Kevin Spacey still must really have some
Kate
pull.
Bosworth.
Is it Kate?
It's Kate Bosworth. Look, did you see her in the film?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
she's back, dude. She's back.
But you've always had a thing for Kate Bosworth,
dude. Kate is the lady, man. Kate is the lady.
You wanted to say man, didn't you? Kate is the man.
No, I don't want to say man. I want to say the lady. She
No,
is the lady, Kate Bosworth.
I don't even know if it's the stars that were in the movie. I think it's just a movie that hit at the right time, and I think it might be the subject matter too. I mean, it's not poker, but it's gambling.
No, well,
poker's kind of hot right now.
Well, I mean, poker's been hot since Rounders 10 years ago.
But
so.
I mean, no, as of recently, it has gotten like very trendy.
Yeah, no. I no argument. I think honestly, it has to do with the fact that there's nothing else out there. Everybody's dumping Alternaflix. There's a big kids movie, and there's what for everyone else? Did we get a good action film this month? No. Did we get a good big blockbuster this month? No. Did we get a great romance? No. What did we get? We got 21.
Yeah, no, and that's you're right. I mean,
Leatherheads is great, but it's for a small audience.
Yeah.
Ruins is great, and not everybody wants to see horror. And clearly, springtime horror.
No, we're sitting up here treating this shit like it's a science. How did 21 make it to the second week at number one? I believe that the stars aligned themselves and sent a message.
I just said it was Kate Bosworth because I just love saying the words Kate Bosworth.
But you were right. I mean, looking at what opened up this week, I can tell you, as much as you like The Ruins, nobody wanted to really see
nobody went to saw
Nims Island, again, a very small audience. Leatherheads, niche. So, yeah, of course 21 is going to be number one again. And I'm not saying Jim Sturgess is the biggest star in the world yet, but I will tell you this. I've gone to so many places and talked about 21 or Across the Universe got brought up, and there was always some girl in the vicinity who would mention, oh, that's that movie with Jim Sturgess.
Dude, he's the new Colin Farrell that hasn't fucked everybody yet. I mean,
give it time.
Well, you know, it's entirely possible.
There's a friend of mine. She has the biggest thing for Jim Sturgess to the point where I'm. If I saw a person,
heard about this. Share this story because this is funny.
What? What's the story?
Wasn't this you that was talking about this? Or was it Cyrus? Because one of you guys was telling me the story about the fact that, oh, I didn't know you were interviewing Jim Sturgess. You should have that. I guess this was.
Oh no, that's not the story. That is one of the girls I'm talking about. Though I was at the bar that Cyrus is working at right now, and somebody had asked me, "How did the interview go?" And I was like, "Oh man, Jim Sturgess is cool. He's a cool guy." And then this girl came up from behind the bar. But she almost dropped the drinks in her hand. Oh, you talked to Jim Sturgess? I love that guy. You know, I could have taken her home just to say I touched Jim Sturgess.
Well, I guess it was Cyrus that told me because he kept running into people who were like, "Wait, Corey got to interview Jim Sturgess. Why didn't you tell me?" Like, because I couldn't have gotten you in the room if I could. He got to sit down with the guy for like 3 minutes before he got the helicopter sign.
Yeah,
get the fuck out! You're scaring the people.
Yeah, no, he's a cool guy, man, and all these girls, like I said, that girl. I might as well have just been Jim Sturgess because I said, I shook his hand. She's like, oh shit, no, I'm tingling. And
I want that hand on me now.
Exactly.
Only my tender 17-year-old body.
It was funny because only my hand would have had sex, not me. So I would do.
Isn't that like every night, Corey?
But now the hand not having sex with me for that night, having sex with actually somebody else. But no, Jim Sturgess is.
He's. I don't need
these girls, man. I loving Jim Sturgess. And while we're talking about that, let me just bring up something real quick since we've already moved on from the top five, and because I know you got something you want to talk about. A lot of people have watched that interview that I did, and they said, "Oh man, he looks nervous. You were scaring that guy. Oh man, that guy must have been weirded out. You attacked him because he was a Brit." And I just want to let people know it was okay. Settle down. First of all, it was edited down. I talked to him for probably about 6 minutes, which is not a huge amount of time. But during that time, he was a real nice guy, real down to earth. And I know a lot of people thought I was making him nervous, but they actually took the interview and put it on his official website. So either these are his people or him or something. And I went there and read it, and they were like, yeah, we thought this interview was great. It was priceless. So you got to watch this interview. So I don't think I made him that nervous or pissed him off that bad.
Well, dude, he's from England. He hasn't been around guys as dark as you.
Oh, come on. You act like they don't have black people.
They do, but England. How light are they, man?
Man, what are you talking about?
They're like mocha.
They got Africans who are immigrating there. They got the darkest of black people over there.
I don't think so.
They got people who like Seal walking over there.
I don't think they have black people.
You know they got black people over there. I'm not going to even get in this argument.
Suckered you into that one, too. That was awesome. What? They got... Damn it.
Exactly.
Damn it, Carlisle. You got me.
Didn't you hear Don Cheadle in Ocean's 11? And he British? So, let's see.
What was the joke?
Let's see now. Let me make sure I'm still recording because sometimes this thing cuts off. Okay. What did you want to say this week? Before we started, you said, I got something I need to talk about.
Well, I didn't say I got something we need to talk about. It's like, hey, every week when you say you got something you want to talk about, and I go, no, this week I got something.
Okay.
Dude, I got an email this week, and this pissed me off. I'm not going to call brother out because, it's...
Alex Hacker. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's not Alex.
No, Alex did not give me a hard time. No, somebody emailed me about my review of The Ruins and told me that what the hell was I thinking because, damn it, he saw the trailer, and he's got to give that movie some old bullshit. Now... If you want to piss me off, if you want to find the one thing that gets Carlisle just really bitter at you and not wanting to talk to you at all, tell him not only that his opinion is wrong on a film, but tell him that you haven't even seen the film and his opinion is wrong. Because that's what gets me is I don't mind people deciding not to see a movie, because you look at a film like The Ruins or Leatherheads and go, oh yeah, that film's not for me. Dude, I don't want to see that. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. What I do this for a living because I'm one of those guys that will look at anything and go, bring it on. You know, I will give anything a shot once. But don't go, and when somebody else likes it, go ahead and trash it, even when you have you don't intend to see the film at all.